Hi guys, I'm Rorik, and I am here to teach you the basics of Skydrones, from flying to challenges to winning races. So as you spawn in for the first time, you'll be in the warehouse, and just like this video that's playing, to fly, you aim with your hands and press trigger, which is the back button, the biggest one. So if I aim it diagonally up, I'll go diagonally up, and if I press it down, I'll go down. Kind of like Reverse Iron Man. And so in the warehouse, you can practice by going through these pillars. Just practice making turns and not hitting them. And there's also boxes. You can either go through them, you can go around them. There's a lot of stuff you can do. And as you make your way up, there is a challenge marker. And challenge markers show a challenge under it. So over here you can see the name, the difficulty, the objective, the reward, and your best time. So if you hit start challenge, rings will show up, just like how this teaches. And you fly through these rings, and as you fly through them, they'll disappear. And if you fly through them before the time goes out, you get money. So I flied through the last one, I won. And there's also this new open area. There is some lore, by the way, if you want to look at that. There's some more crates you can fly through. And this tutorial basically just teaches you the basics of flying. You can either spend 5 seconds in here, or you can spend 5 hours in here. I don't recommend spending 5 hours in here though. But if you make it to the elevator, which is in the middle of the room, and you press travel to lab, the door will close. And now you are moving to the lab, which is the main point of the game. Alright, now we're in the lab. Over here is the terminal, and this is how you're going to be moving around. There is free roam, shop, and race. And over here, if you want to join our Discord, so back to the game. First, we're going to go to free roam. If we click on any of these two, it'll send us to the map. When you first load into the map, you'll be in the UFO. And in the UFO, this is kind of like where you spawn before you go to the actual area. There is a lot of stuff to do. You can join a random, which if there's no rooms, it'll put you in one and create one all by itself. So over here is the leaderboard. Right now there's no one else here, so we're just gonna leave. Over here is the terminal again. You can leave if you press that arrow. And there's also stuff like audio. Audio, you can change the music or the sound effect volume. You can also change the music. So right now Smooth Flying is playing. You can click on the clock and it'll play that song. You can also loop songs and create your own playlist. So if you don't like this song, all you have to do is press this, and when the song ends and it randomly starts playing another one, it'll not play this song in the loop. So that's pretty nice. We'll talk about gameplay later. Over here, you change your name. It'll be like drowned with like 5 random characters. And when you load into a map, it'll display above your head so other players can see you. Over here are cosmetics. We'll talk about that later too. But if you go down here, and I just start flying around, you can see the rotor token marks. So you can see some over here, there's one up there, there's one over there, at that building. And just like the tutorial, you press them, you fly through the rings, and you get money. But what do you do with the money? You get cosmetics. That's what we're going to talk about next. Alright, so here we are in the shop. There's always a bundle in rotation, which has, right now, it has a trail, a head cosmetic, and a body cosmetic. And you can buy them over here on these other terminals. So over here you can see a checkered flag. I have 1,100. I'm going to buy this flag. If we go over here, this is the big mirror. And you can also add cosmetics. So over here, checkered flag. Behind you, or behind me, is a checkered flag. So this is where you spend rotor tokens. You can see how much they are over here. You can see how much you have. And just like I said before, you do them for doing challenges, but you also get 100 rotor tokens every 2 minutes in free roam and race maps. So if you spend 2 minutes in free roam, you get 100 rotor tokens, which is pretty nice. Back to the map, we're going to talk about gameplay. Gameplay, these are all like mutators right now. So we're going to lower the gravity all the way, and you're going to notice that when we leave the UFO, there's going to be no gravity. So as soon as you leave, you can see I'm just floating right now. There's no gravity. This can be used to have fun. You can either have the max speed settings in gravity, which works in multiplayer too, or you can use it to practice. Like for example, you want to have lower speed and lower gravity to practice through a tight turn, like over here, then you can do that. So if you want to learn how to go through here, you can learn like the best angle to approach, stuff like that. So now we're going to talk about the last thing, which is racing. So in the racing area, you can see that gameplay is turned off in mutators, but in audio, there's still been the normal stuff. All this is the same. There is new OST for racing. You know, stuff like Through the Track, Off the Mac, and Drone Funk. And over here you can change your name. Over here you can join server. So if you join and there's actually people online, which we're getting ready for release, so I don't think anyone is in this. Okay, so if no one's in, it'll say waiting for 2 people. But if someone joins, then it'll start counting down from 20, and then it'll choose a random map. I'll show the racing on screen right now, but basically it's kind of like challenges. You fly through rings, and the next ring turns green instead of staying red. You'll see that on screen right now. But the goal, just like challenges, is to fly through all the rings in a specific order. Instead of playing with just yourself, you're trying to race with other people. So some of the maps have shortcuts, or they have lines to take. And those lines, you can either take them wide, or you can take them closer. And the tighter you take the lines, the faster you're going to be. Another thing with racing is that there is no speed cap, or at least the speed cap is very high. And so your goal is to maintain speed around turns, but you also want to take the tightest turns possible, so then you can get a lead. Because the tighter you take the turn, the less distance you're taking. Now we're going to be going through tips for the game. So if you want to learn how to fly better, what I suggest is that you just practice. This movement is kind of only on this game. Other games kind of have the movement, but it is very different from other games. So just learn the map. There's some cool tricks you can do. Probably some that you can create on your own too. For example, I like going like this, turning around, flying backwards, and flying through this little small area. Oh, I kind of messed up. There's also stuff like U-turns that this challenge actually teaches, where you go up and then turn. You do it again, you go up and then turn. You can also do it to the side, like this. And another thing that helps is if you tilt your head. It makes it feel a lot more natural. If I'm just flying like this, and I make this turn, first of all, that doesn't look good, and it also just does not feel natural. But if you add a little head tilt, and then even it out, like you're tilting, it feels a lot more natural. If I go like this, and even it out, tilt again, even it out. Using tap to boost, especially in racing, will help a lot because it gives you a little speed boost. But like I said before, I think it's going to be removed in place for other mechanics in racing. So if you want to abuse it now while you can. Another tip is that flying fast isn't always the way to fly. For example, sometimes, like over here for example, you want to fly through this little area. You can easily do that if you're going slower, and then you can speed up later. But if you're trying to do it fast, chances are you're gonna fail, just like I did. So if you go slow, let the gravity take you. That looks so good. And also, you didn't even really hit anything. So going fast for freestyling is always the best. Sometimes you actually want to go slower. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, but from me learning by myself, from the movement, what I do, I have one hand that flies, and the other hand, I actually just follow. So I'm not actually flying with 2 hands. If I fly with 2 hands, for instance, and they get out of sync, like if I'm like doing this or something crazy, it's gonna be hard to keep control. But if you just do this, one hand is doing the movement, the other one is following, and then you can tap with the other hand if you want to go fast, instead of tapping with both hands. That doesn't really work. So, and also sometimes, like for example, if you're trying to get past something like this, you can tap to fly and you'll go faster. Another thing is learning how to use gravity to actually help you flying. You don't want to go against gravity. What I mean by that is that, for example, if you're going down like this, you don't want to go straight back up. That was really slow. and also just does not look good. So, if you're going down like this, try to like slowly move up. Look how much faster that was. You don't lose as much speed. Another thing is to use what's around you. These maps are made to look good, but they're also made to fly through. So what I mean by that, some will have these little areas. There's space with the truck. You can like start going slow over the truck, go down. There's cool stuff like that. There's also smaller stuff, like this trash can you can fly through. There's also, right here, there's logs. There might be spaces inside the trees. I hope these tips are helpful, and I hope you're able to go into Skybloons VR and be the best drone you can be. If you want more about the game, join the Discord, and this game will be having updates frequently, so stay tuned for that.